What's up, Dragon Nation? I'm Rich with Dragon Nation Gaming. Welcome back to Space Engineers Vanilla. Last episode, we got ourselves started with our TBM. We got everything built. This episode, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and program that TBM. Also, go ahead and double check and make sure everything is built, everything is running properly. It's going to be a little bit of work, but hopefully we can get the whole thing running by the end of this episode. Let's go ahead and get this started. Alright, I just need to go ahead and do a little bit of maintenance. I think, yep, battery's running. So I need to go ahead and I just went ahead and recharged the battery a little bit. Now that it's recharged, we can go ahead and turn the reactor off, try to save some of that uranium. Because how much do I have? 141. That's it. Out of all the uranium that we got, we only got 141 out of it. Which is alright, but we're definitely going to need some more here pretty soon. So we checked the power, we're good on that. One thing I want to do is I put a little bit of stone into the refineries. Let me go ahead and check the inventory of the assemblers, just to make sure we have the resources that we need in order to get this thing running. So large steel tubes, steel plate, construction component, small steel tube, motor, and computers. I think that's everything we need in order to get this thing running properly. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work, so I did time this out just a couple of times just to make sure about the timing. It takes 2 minutes 34 seconds for the entire thing, for the piston to fully extend. So that's the timing that we need to get the timer set up for. So I think we have everything that we need. Let's go ahead and start with the timers. Everything should be set up in a group, stuff that does need to be set up in a group. So let's go ahead and figure this out. We need the first timer. Now that one's going to be, the delay is going to be minimal. We just need to start it immediately. Then go to setup actions. I need to go through every single one and make sure I set them up correctly. Alright, so let's see. I guess the drills. Oh, the rotor. What I need to do is at some point I might have to turn the rotor off just so I could test some things out. So toggle rotor on so that way the whole machine starts spinning. This with timer number 1, we just need to make sure everything is on. We also need to turn on the welder. Projector, make sure that is toggled on. The piston will extend, so piston extend. Do not use reverse because that might screw things up later on. So extend, and I'm just double checking, making sure we got everything. I know I'm missing something. Oh yeah, the drills. We need to make sure that group will turn on. And I think that's everything. Going through it real quick. Yeah, I think we're good. So the next thing I need to do is go ahead and activate timer number 2 and start. Now timer number 2 is the first time we're going to have the 2 minute 34 seconds set up on a timer. So what's going to happen is everything is going to turn on. The piston is going to extend. It's going to take it 2 minutes 34 seconds to extend to where that connector matches up with that connector. And then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and lock that connector, holding the front into place. So that will be timer number 2. So we need to do the 2 minutes 34 seconds, which is 100, I think it's 154 seconds. Yep, 2 minutes 34. Setup actions. So the only thing we need to do is go ahead and lock that front connector. So lock, I think. Then timer block number 3, we'll go ahead and start that one. Now timer number 3, all that's going to do is once that connector is locked, it will turn off that merge block and then retract the piston. moving the back end to that merger right there. That was timer number 3, right? I think so. All right, timer number 3. So I want to go ahead and make a little bit of a delay just to make sure that that connector is connected. So let's go ahead and make that 3 seconds. Set up action. Then we want to the merge block, TBM. We want to go ahead and toggle that off. The piston, we want to go ahead and retract, not reverse, just retract. And I think that's it. So now we need timer, I think it's timer number 4. Start. All right, timer number 4. That again is going to be 154 seconds. 2 minutes 34 seconds. There we go. So what's going to happen is the merge block will be turned off. The piston will retract. It'll take 2 minutes 34 seconds for it to retract. So that merge block is in line with that one. And then after that, what we need to do is that merge block needs to turn back on. So timer number 4, that's the only thing that's going to happen. It's going to turn that merge block back on. So timer 4, set up actions, and I think it's this one. Yep. I named everything TBM so I can find it easily. So toggle block on, and then activate timer number 5. Start. Alright, so once the piston is fully retracted, the merge block is on. So once it's fully retracted, it will lock onto there. Then the only thing we need to do is bring everything back to step 1, which means turning... Oh, you know, I did forget one thing, but we'll get to that here in a second. I just need to go ahead and unlock that connector right there so everything can continue to move from stage 1. So that will be timer number 5. We'll go ahead and set up a delay of 3 seconds just to make sure the merge block is locked. Set up actions. We'll go to the connector TBM, and unlock. Then we'll go ahead and activate timer number 6. Timer number 6 is our emergency shutoff. All that will do is put a loop on everything, so that way the whole thing just re-loops. Kind of like a never-ending cycle. So all that's going to do is timer number 6. We'll put it on a delay of 3 seconds just for safety purposes. And all that's going to do is activate timer number 1, starting the new cycle. And there we go. So for emergency shutoff, all we have to do is turn off timer number 6. But there is one thing I did forget to do. I think I talked about it last episode, but we'll go over it again. There's kind of like a bug in the game to where when those blocks are welded up, the projection will disappear and it won't come back. It's not the way it's supposed to work. It's supposed to stay so that projection just moves forward with the TBM. But just to make sure that doesn't actually happen, I need to set it up to reset that projector. Just turn it off and turn it back on. So timer number 1 already has it set to turn it back on. But now what I need to do is I need to set it up so it turns it off. And that's going to be at the same spot where the merge block is, which I think is this one. Yep. Alright, so projection. Nope, not you. Projector. There we go. Toggle block off. That will reset that projection. So let's go ahead and make sure that we do have that projector on keep projection. It is selected. Good. So what would happen if we didn't have that selected? Once I turned off the projector, it would delete the projection and we would have to stop the whole thing and start over again. But that should that should hopefully work. I also went ahead and put that cockpit right there just so that way we can sit in there and not die. when this thing is running. Also, did I set up the controls? Yeah, I already did. So button number 1, that's to start the entire setup to get the whole thing running. And then timer number 9 is the emergency shutoff. Well, we might as well, let's go ahead and run this thing, see if it will go through one cycle. We'll only go through one for right now. And 1. So like I said, it's going to make sure that everything is turned on, and it's going to extend that piston. Looks like everything is running smoothly so far. One thing I do need to keep an eye out, once we start digging through the voxels, I need to make sure that we don't get bunched up. If I do, then the piston is going too fast for the amount of drills that I have. So what I'll have to do is I'll either have to slow the piston down and change, oh shit, and change the timers, or I have to add more drills. I did not think that was going to happen. Yeah, they kind of changed the welders again to where usually it would just weld up the block that's underneath it, but now it would also weld up the block that's next to it, which is creating a problem, which we should see here in a second. That block is going to weld up, but it's going to be too soon, and it's going to get in the way of those drills. Now, there is one way I can fix that. Basically, what I got to do is I got to block that projection. Probably if I just add some drills right in the corners, that should fix it. Let's go ahead and get into the cockpit. Go ahead and hit number 9. Yeah, see, there it goes again. Yeah, that's going to be an issue. It's going to start spinning right there. It goes. So yeah, what I need to do is I need to block that projection so that way it doesn't build that block and get in the way of the drills. That means just adding a drill right here. But yeah, that might take me a second to do. Let's go ahead and make sure that it does run through a cycle before we try to do that. Because if it doesn't finish the cycle and try to go to the next one, it doesn't even matter. So I could either move the drills forward one more block or just block the projection. Probably at this point, the easiest thing to do would just be add more drills so I block that projection. And here we go. So when the piston is fully extended, the next timer should activate. It'll give it 3 seconds and it will lock that connector. All right, there we go. 1, 2, 3. There it is. And then the next timer will turn that merge block off and retract the piston. Now this is another thing I have to keep an eye on. The drag from the collision when the piston is trying to retract. Ah, shit, it is kind of dragging just a little bit. Well, one thing I could do is I could try to turn up the power so that drag isn't too much, but then I have to worry about the whole thing blowing up. Also, the projector didn't turn off. Hold on, do I have that set up on the wrong projector? I think it was timer 4? Yeah, timer 4 is running right now. What is timer 3? Was the merge block. Did I not set, hold on. So projector, toggle block off. And then timer number 1 should have been, we'll turn that projector back on. There we go. That was my bad, but it looks like the projection is moving forward with the TBM, so that's good. We're not having that bug right now, but I'll just keep it like that just for safety purposes. So what we're waiting on now, the whole thing is stuck. It's not smooth. Yeah, that's the issue. So one of the things I did with my original TBM was I had that connector and the merge block set up on a piston for exactly this reason. That was back when collisions were a little bit different, and I would not be able to do the TBM this way. So One option I do have is to go ahead and put a piston. Move this whole thing up and put a piston right here in between that conveyor junction and the connector. But that would make the entire thing a lot bigger. Which means I would have to make the hole bigger. And I'm trying to steer away from doing all that. But it looks like we'll be okay. So let me go ahead and wait. It's going to take another minute and a half or so. And make sure everything... Well, no, we're almost there. Alright, so once the piston is fully retracted, that merge block will turn back on. After like 3 seconds. So 1, 2, 3. It locks, and then that connector will disengage. Now, because we have the emergency stop turned on, it's not going to continue to the next cycle. So what I need to do is I need to go ahead and add some more drills real quick, just to block the projection. And, shit, the projector didn't turn back on. He'll do it on number 1. But yeah, let me go ahead and build those drills real quick and see if that fixes the issue. Alright, so I got 4 more drills built just right in that corner. Now we can see if that's actually going to block the projection. It should. So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and run it through 2 cycles. First, I need to make sure one thing I did not do. Let's go ahead and put those... What the hell just happened? Oh, I got too far away. Hold on. What I want to do is go ahead and put the new drills into the same group as the other drills. So all I need to do is select the group, then hold down Control, select the other drills, the new ones, and save. And then also make sure they're turned on. So are they turned on? Yes, they are. So now all we need to do to get this thing to run again is just hit 9 to turn off that timer, or to turn the timer back on, and it will run through the cycle again. Yep, that one right there. It goes back to timer number 1 and starts the whole process over. So what I want to do right now is I want to go ahead and run this through 2 cycles just to make sure the cycle transfers to the next one. But first I want to double check this welder and make sure that connector does not weld up until the welder actually gets to it, so it doesn't block the drills. And then we'll have to test out and see while I'm going through the 2 cycles, now that the whole thing is trying to dig through the asteroid, I need to go ahead and run it to make sure that the drills will... Oh no, it's getting snagged. Make sure there are enough drills for the speed of the piston, and it looks like they're not, because they are starting to get... Yeah, there it goes. So I think what I need to do, let's go ahead and stop the cycle again. Let it go through that entire cycle, and then when it's done, we'll go ahead and add some more drills. Alright, so there is one little problem. I did not know this was there. It's a hollow asteroid, so having more drills might not matter. But yeah, the thing is, the more drill is kind of like the welders on a ship. The more welders or the more drills you have, the faster they work. Same thing with the grinder as well. So we were getting a little stuck because the pistons were moving a little too fast for the drills that we had at the time. Are you not done yet? You're getting there. So I went ahead and added a bunch more drills. Luckily I already had the resources for it. But it looks like I'm not going to be able to test it to make sure that is enough drills until we get through all this crap. Yeah, the lights don't work very well. So yeah, we got a hollow asteroid. You guys might not be able to see it because it's a little too dark, but it is a pretty big hole, which means we, might not need the drills at all for a little while. That's alright. Hopefully we still have enough room to go ahead and build some of the stuff that I have planned for the future. But it seems like everything should be working perfectly, or at least close to. So let's get in here and go ahead and turn the whole thing back on. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the spectator. Where am I? Oh, I'm way over here. Get into spectator, go ahead and get inside of the asteroid and watch the whole thing run. I'll probably go ahead and do a little montage real quick. Just to make sure, where is it? I can't see it. Hold on. Light. There we go. Home is there, so our drill... I'm going too fast. Wait a minute. Is that behind? Where the hell am I? There we go. It is. Holy shit, I didn't even know that hole was there. Now I feel like an idiot. But that's okay. We got this drill set up. It's starting to do its thing. So yeah, the only thing we could do right now is wait for the drill. Oh, can I not? I can't do lights through voxels anymore in spectator. That sucks. But yeah, I'm going to let this thing run. It's probably going to take a number of hours to get it to go anywhere. Especially trying to get it through the asteroid. It's definitely going to take a few hours. But at least everything seems to be working correctly. So if we're talking, I'm only moving 3 blocks every 6 minutes, somewhere around there. So this whole thing looks like it's going to be about 40 blocks. Are you still getting hung up? I guess that wasn't enough, or it got stuck on that block. Shouldn't have. Yeah, even that many drills might not be enough. We might have to go ahead and slow down the piston. But the thing is, if I slow down the piston, I also have to change the timing on the timers, which will be a pain in the ass, just a little bit. But it should be okay. We'll get it figured out. So yeah, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and just do a montage, letting this thing go through its entire cycle, trying to get to the other side. Try to keep it in view so we can actually see it running. And hopefully in next episode we can go ahead and start. We need a miner, we need a construction ship, we need a fighter so we can go ahead and try to get some of those cargo ships. Also, we need to start building on our permanent base, which means heavy production. But yeah, we'll have to check that all out in the next episode. Until then, make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.